大家好，我是 Martin, and this is a new series of videos brought to you by the Taichung Keda Language Center. This series of videos is called Western Culture Explained. It has three main goals. Number one is it's supposed to help you improve your listening comprehension skills. Number two is that it is going to introduce you to some new vocabulary, maybe some special or unusual vocabulary. And number three, it's to help you understand Western culture a little bit better. We have divided the series into four parts. First would be festivals and holidays, famous people, entertainment, and politics. So we've divided it into four sections. Today we're going to start by looking at a holiday, Groundhog Day. Let's get started.
The first question you might be asking yourself is, what is a groundhog? It's a kind of large ground squirrel that likes to live underground. Why do we have a holiday to celebrate this strange rodent? Let me explain. Groundhog Day is celebrated on February 2nd each year in the US and parts of Canada. February 2nd is also the day of a Christian holiday, Candlemas. An old German legend says that the weather on Candlemas will be a good predictor for the weather for the rest of the year. Fast forward a few hundred years to the 18th century in America. At that time, a lot of Germans were immigrating to western Pennsylvania. They noticed that a local animal, the groundhog, often came out of winter hibernation at about the time of Candlemas. If the groundhog went back into its hole, it meant that winter would last 6 more weeks. If it stayed out of its hole, it meant that winter would soon end. Thus, Groundhog Day was born. The center of Groundhog Day is the small town of Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, where the biggest and most famous celebrations for Groundhog Day are held. The tradition in this town goes back to 1887, when the first official Groundhog Day was celebrated. How is it celebrated? The celebrations are organized by a secret club called the Punxsutawney Groundhog Club. On February 2nd, they hold a festival at a place called Gobbler's Knob. There, a very special groundhog named Punxsutawney Phil lives. He is said to be 132 years old and an excellent prognosticator. The president of the club, along with several high-ranking members of the inner circle, stands on stage wearing a top hat and tuxedo. Phil comes out of his hole and speaks to the club president, who is the only person who can speak Groundhogese. The president then announces Phil's prediction to the audience of nearly 40,000 people. This silly holiday was made famous by the 1993 movie Groundhog Day. It's one of my personal favorites. I think you should watch it. Groundhog Day may look ridiculous, but it's about having fun and not taking things seriously. It's also a part of America's tradition of integrating immigrants into our society. What was once a small German tradition has become a part of America's cultural heritage. I think that's something to celebrate.
So, Groundhog Day, a day to listen to a giant rat tell you about the weather in the future. Wow, what a crazy idea. Well, thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye-bye.